because it always reminds me of one story that in Mariupol, like when we were in Mariupol, when we were in the hospital that you saw today in this film, I remember one woman sat next to me and she cried, saying that no one could hear us, the world forgot about us, and we will just die here and never will go out from this hospital and from Mariupol. But I remember that I wanted to do, and our team just wanted to do everything to let the world know about this, to let people know about the situation. And now that you're sitting in this audience today, it means a lot. It means that these people have their voice, that the story of people who were killed will never be forgotten, that humanity can exist. So thank you so much for giving your time to watch this documentary, to being with us, to being with these people, because I think after watching this documentary, we'll never forget about the story. And one of the most important things is that war is going on right now. It's continuing in Ukraine, and unfortunately we've had such situations every day. People dying, families dying, children dying, and this is the worst thing about the war. Because being in Mariupol, and when I saw the first death of the child so close to me, and you can see it in the film, it's changed my life forever. Because I never expected feeling something like this, watching something like this, and this is not normal that we're going through this. And me personally, like I wasn't able to respond before. When this full-scale invasion started, I was 22 and I worked in a local TV station in my hometown, Kharkiv. And then I started working with AP as a producer, and we went with the team to Mariupol to cover the situation in the front lines, because Mariupol before was also frontline city. And we just came 1 hour before the full-scale invasion started. And it was just horrible to see how the city could be destroyed in these 20 days, how so much people could be killed in 20 days. And then even when we left Mariupol, it continued, like for 86 days, people were in this situation. I remember, like, we as a journalist, we just tried to do everything to give people voice and to be eyes of the world, because we were only one international journalist who left in the city. And every day bombardment were so more and more heavy. We got more airplanes in the sky and more air bombs hitting the city. And I still can't believe that we survived in this bombardment, but as a journalist, it was our decision to stay and cover the situation. And it was really difficult, but it was much more difficult for people who lost their loved ones, who lost their families, who lost their home and city, because Mariupol is still under occupation. And that you saw in the film is just a small percent of what happened, because now showing the film all around the world, I can feel that I'm meeting a lot of people from Mariupol who are saying that it's just, you know, we were in other neighborhood and there were many more killed people, and we buried our neighbors in the yard, and we buried our children near our house, and there were more and more things happened. So it's just a small percent. And such situation was in other Ukrainian cities that were under occupation, surrounded, and there were no journalists, unfortunately, in many places, and they were not able to work in these places. So that's why it was really difficult. And I remember to escape from Mariupol, it was also a difficult decision, because we understood that people staying in the city, but on the 14th of March, everyone tried to leave. Like many people were able to leave the cities, and we decided that we need to leave, because we understood that we will just can't be able to continue working, because they were harder and harder every day to find the connection. There were no food, no water, no electricity. So conditions become really difficult. But then we decided to leave, and we went through 15 Russian checkpoints, and every checkpoint could be the last. I felt so scared being there, and we just sitting in the car of Volodymyr, the policeman from Mariupol, and just prayed that we will be able to cross all this checkpoint. But we were able, and we saved more than 30 hours of videos we did in Mariupol, and then we were able to do this documentary that is now really, really important, I think. And I can say the last point that I never thought something like this will happen, but still I can believe that we as a journalist can inform people and can do something to make this world better, and to pay people's attention on these difficult but important things. And being and receiving the Oscars, being on the stage of the Oscars, I felt that all these people from the film standing next to us, and all Ukrainians standing next to us, and that humanity can exist because we are all united together, and in these dark and really difficult times, because there are many things going all around the world, but we need to support each other to build a better world. And it's important to feel even now presenting the documentary all around the world, but Oscars meant for us is that it's all for the people, and it's helping us to share the voice and have this voice. So thank you so much for paying attention for this. It means a lot, and it's a huge support for us and for everyone who saw the film, because they all the time, the people who survived, they all the time asking how it's going with the film, and if people are watching it, and
thank you very much, Lina, for sharing these or your emotions and the problems that you've been through. And I thank you for documenting all these things and sharing it with us. And thank you for being there. Now I think we'll take some questions from the audience. And I know you have just 15 minutes more. So if you have a question, please raise your hand. We can't take 2 or 3 questions. So please, if you have any question to ask, just the questions. And I would appreciate if we will stick to the questions only. Commentary on that. And